right, Dagan, we got any good questions from the chat? Please, nothing about our outfits. Please, nothing about our outfits.
Don't worry, I'm over the outfits as well. Let's see here. What do we got? Let's see. This isn't a question, but it says, please rank Marquette. What do you think of the Golden Eagles?
Sweeney, you saw him today?
I did see him today. I think the thing that stands out for me with Marquette is that most teams in college basketball, their defensive effort wavers when they don't make shots. And Marquette is the opposite, where their defensive effort is there 40 minutes a game, and it ratchets up another notch their offensive game when they're really playing well and getting deflections on defense. And that's a rare thing to have. I think it's a huge weapon. I really like this team. You know, do I trust them because they don't have like a guard that I really trust to go win games for you late? Maybe not, but at some point, like, the record is what it is. They just won on the road at Villanova. They just beat another ranked team in Xavier today. Like, they should be ranked tomorrow, without a doubt, without a question in my mind. They should be ranked in the top 25.
Yeah, their wins. Let me bring it up right now. Do you have it in front of you? Their wins are ridiculous. Who they've actually beat.
They beat Illinois. They beat West Virginia. Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm. You can't put out a top 25 list and not have them in it right now. Not now.
Yeah, these are their last 3 wins right now. They beat Seton Hall at home. They won at Villanova, and they beat Xavier at home. They also have the only win over Providence in the Big East. They beat Illinois, who they were at
no Kofi that day. No Kofi.
All right, so that's what it was. Yeah,
but that
was the Curbelo implosion.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. I knew they were missing someone. I couldn't remember. Illinois, the roster just it's been all over the place this year. But yeah, I'm 100% buying them. And you know what, RC, let me ask you this. I think that so much about, unless you are like Bill Self, right? Unless you are that like the elite of the elite of the elite when it comes to being a coach, so much of it is about finding a program where the fit and the culture and the fan base and the community and the expectations and all of that comes in line with what you are as a coach. And I think that VCU was a perfect fit for Shaka. I think that Texas was an awful fit for Shaka. And I think that Marquette is, again, a perfect fit for Shaka, because he can, what makes him so good is developing that culture and that brotherhood and people that are bonded together and creating like a family atmosphere, because guys are going to stay for 3, 4, 5 years. At Texas, you had to go get the one and dones, and they were like everyone was trying to get to the NBA. That's what you have to recruit when you're at Texas. That you don't have to recruit like that when you're at Marquette. And I think that's a good thing for his pro. He can get guys that can buy in and be there when they're 23 instead of leave when they're 19.
It's like what we talked about before. You got to take the Texas job because of the check. He took it. He was, he had some success there. He couldn't keep the pros there because those guys was leaving, and he got out of there in enough time and was fortunate enough. It just worked out. This job opened up, and I think he ran after this job like, hey, that fits me. It's all basketball. I don't have to worry about football overshadowing it. I've had the big job. I've gotten the big check. And not that was really his, but coming from VCU, let's just be honest. That's a massive, that's a lot of zeros and difference in that check. So he had to go and take it. And a lot of coaches need to keep that in consideration. But individually, you say, hey, let me take this job and get this money. And you can't fault him for that. But he's rebounded.
You know what else it is? I do think that a lot of people look at that Texas job and they say, I'm the one that's going to be able to turn this around. Right. And I do think that.
But how do we say turn it around, when they've always won? Like we're talking like when he took over a program that they sucked, like they weren't making the tournament or whatever. Like they just think because they got all this money that they're supposed to be hanging national championship banners up there. And you can't even get football right now. And you rotating football at that level. It's the most incredible athletic department where they feel like they're supposed to just win. And I'm like, man, Earl Campbell ain't walking through that door no more. Kevin Durant, if you ain't winning with Kevin Durant, you ain't winning it. Like when was the last time Texas was relevant in anything?
I will say this. I think the thing that's challenging, right, is like if you're at a VCU, like you have to take that job obviously for the money, but you also have to take it because like you got to a Final Four. That's the most you could ever do to VCU. Like he'd already accomplished the only thing you could accomplish. So it's like Texas is the right challenge to take. And, I think a lot of guys have failed at that challenge, and I understand why why a lot of guys would not want it. But like you said, like there's a bag to be had. There's a bag to be had if you want it. So I think he's very comfortable at Marquette. I think that's the very obvious thing when you listen to him talk. It's like he is super comfortable with who he has, the guys that he inherited, the guys who that recruit in the portal, like Morcell, who I think is a great fit for him, Kirk Weth, who I think is a great fit for him. Like they just have dudes that are 1,000% bought in to every word he says.
And for the record, we're talking about athletic departments with money. Marquette.
Oh yeah.
Marquette is when it comes to like spending, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that they're like their budget is like 70% higher than the next basketball budget or something like that. And it's crazy.
They haven't made. I mean,
they don't,
not for Villanova.
They don't have to waste the money on football, right? They don't have to waste the money on football. They don't have to share the pie, so they're going to get the bulk of the pie. This job just fits them in that aspect. Like you said, there's no the expectations are not of getting one and done in there, and he needs veteran guys to buy into his culture and what he's trying to do, because the young guys, they're not trying to do that. And he gets to get veteran guys, and that's going to become a transfer portal destination.